So my name is Nadine. I'm a psychologist from background and a master executive coach with the MCC and a CSA accredited supervisor. Yeah, and I discovered ACT with you actually in 2014 in Lyon in France. And I had a pleasure to meet you then.
I remember that. So I'm Benji Schoendorff. I'm a clinical psychologist and the founder and director of the Contextual Psychology Institute in Montreal, which is kind of the main ACT training center in Quebec and Canada more generally. I train a lot of people in ACT, both in the clinical world and more broadly, and I've been training coaches with you, Nadine, for a number of years. And I've been supervising coaches, although I don't myself have a coaching practice.
And you know what struck me at the time was that I was attending your workshop more with a clinical perspective, but actually when I heard all that, it seemed to me so well adapted to executive coaching. And we then decided to create this workshop to make sure that coaches, executive coaches, would be able to embed the ACT approach to their coaching practice in the service of their clients.
Yes, well, my three main values as a trainer and also as a practitioner are simplicity, effectiveness, and parsimony. So I present things and I use things that really can be taken out in many different contexts and worked with many different populations and can always be adapted. It's also a really flexible model. And in fact, I have to say that from working with you in those coaching workshops, I've changed my clinical practice in a way that it's more effective.
Yeah, and I love this creativity we're both using actually when we have developed different practices around the use of the ACT approach in coaching. And what I like very much is that we go from, not from an art perspective, but because you're an expert in the field and you have yourself a lot of flexibility, then you have brought all your knowledge to actually what the coaching process itself. So we're starting from a standpoint of coaching, and then from a standpoint of coaching, we're looking at all the ACT processes and how they can enhance the psychological flexibility of our clients, but also our psychological flexibility. And that is great.
I think that's right. And, you know, psychological flexibility, for people who are not familiar with the term, is simply a way to talk about this kind of superpower or this meta skill, which is the ability to choose to do what matters pretty much no matter what. And of course, you know, in a coaching context and the people that are clients to coaches, this is an absolute key, you know, being able to identify what matters and how to do it, how to move in this general direction, no matter what shows up. And this could be external obstacles or also inner obstacles. And one thing that I really like about your approach to integrating ACT to coaching and this workshop in general is it's not so much a protocol that you have to use and, you know, do this in this particular order, in this particular way, adopt the whole of the ACT model, but it's much more integrating inside the ACT model, which itself rests on a very clear and very precise and useful theoretical basis, what you're already doing with your clients, what you're already doing well, what you already know how to do, but in a way that will feel more integrated and will give you new tools to become even more effective, not just with your clients, by the way, but also with yourself, because one of the things that ACT has demonstrated is it's actually super effective with reducing burnout in practitioners. And this is, of course, you know, when we are in the helping professions writ large is something that we all have to contend with.
Yeah, it's important both for the resilience of our clients and, as you say, that's the resilience of ourselves also. And how can we invite them in a space that is both secure, self-compassionate, and compassionate for others, and mindful.